something that Susie, who I co-coordinate the creative writing contest with, and I have been doing is presenting some of the work that we've been getting in the contest here at the open mic, just to share some of the great stuff we get. And a few weeks ago,
ready to pair.
Oh, thanks, phone.
I'm just carrying this right now. So.
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
So a few weeks ago, I got an email from one of our authors, Nina G., who's also the world's first female stuttering stand-up comedian. Yeah. And the email is like, National Stuttering Awareness Week starts May 6th. And here are some things going on. And I was like, oh, well, our open mic is the 5th. And I emailed her, I was like, hey, do you want me to read something of yours? And she was like, play some of my comedy. And also, there's an amazing high school stuttering slam poet, and you should play some of her work too. So that's what we're gonna do. Hopefully it isn't completely weird, but if it is, we won't do this again.
All right, just in the nick of time. So we're doing the Nina G one first.
Yeah, so this is...
Should we vacate the space while it plays, you think? So people can have an unobstructed view of the speaker, or?
We just asked to close their eyes.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah, we can be here for troubleshooting if we need to.
Okay, I'm going to start playing it. Hopefully it's not too loud.
Okay.
For me, my whole life I have loved comedy. Like the very first album I bought was the Steve Martin album. Yes, I was so pissed off when I turned the record over and it was all banjo, like that. Comedy, not banjo. But my whole life loved comedy. When I was 11 years old, I decided that I wanted to be a stand-up comic. And for years after that, I would write jokes, really bad, because I grew up in the 80s. And they were really bad jokes, like Gilligan Island jokes, you know, like tacky 80s jokes, stuff like, what did Ginger and Marianne do for tampons on Gilligan's Island? Did the professor make them out of coconuts? Like, no, don't laugh at that. No. And then I would go through the San Francisco Guardian, and I would look up all the open mics. I would look them all up, and then I would call them up, and I would take copious notes on when they were, where they were, and if they allowed minors. And there was this one night, I called the Dorsey's Locker in Oakland, and I asked if they allowed people under 18, and the bartender yelled to the rest of the bar, "Bitch wants to be Eddie Murphy!" And I hung up the phone scared because he knew my secret. The bitch really did want to be Eddie Murphy. Yeah. And by the way, I went back to Dorsey's and I headlined years later. But that's beside the point. Yeah. But I gave up on my dream of stand-up comedy. And it wasn't because my material sucked. It wasn't because of the bartender at Dorsey's. It was because people like me were not on TV. People like me weren't supposed to do comedy. I thought you could not, or I thought you had to be fluent and not stutter in order to do comedy. So I let that dream die. And one of the things about being a person who stutters is that we are interrupted all the time, whenever we're ordering anything. But the thing that is worse when we interrupt ourselves, and I interrupted that dream of stand-up comedy because I didn't think that I could do it. And years later, like 20 years after that, I went to a conference for people who stutter, and I saw myself reflected back in the people there, and especially the women. And women, when you have a disability, you oftentimes make yourself small. You oftentimes let other people take the stage, take up that space, and you don't put yourself out there. And I came back from that conference changed. And within a few months, hold on, within a few months, there's going to be lots of fun to file back. No, and so within a few months after that conference, I finally said fuck the stigma, and I got up on stage, and I went to my first open mic, and it was 6 months after the conference, 20 years and 6 months after my dream died, it came back up. And next month, I will be doing my 9th month of comedy. And thank you all for being part of it. Thank you for being here so much. Have a great night.
Great.
Great, yeah.
Moving along to the next clip. And the next clip again is, what's her name?
It is Samantha.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Samantha Roglier.
I think it's supposed to be Roy Blur.
So the first one is what we're just from.
Yeah. This is Samantha Roybler reading at her.
I am a person who stutters, and according to a current hypothesis drawn up in pristine labs, exact calculations making science of the way I speak, there's an 80% chance that my future child will also be a person who stutters. An 80% chance that one thread of DNA floating around in my genetic makeup will be delicately woven into intricate tapestries that will be my child's personal dialect. Heredity taking fate into its own hands. An 80% chance that my child's tongue will get caught up against the roof of their mouth. No, the cat won't have gotten their tongue this time. It will be their own vocal cords, holding their inspiration hostage. An 80% chance that my child's words will be standing on the ledge of their tongue, a baby bird barely a month old, ready to fly. But something holds it back. Thousands of years of evolution telling them that they'll soar, but that one voice in the back of their minds saying that they'll fall and keep anyone from trying. I have felt and I have dealt with all these things and more, and if one day my ear picks up 4 syllables getting caught from my child's clenched teeth, if one day my child's head is tilting backwards as the words come out chopped, if one day soccer moms on the playground are asking me if I drank while I was pregnant, birth defects have been on the rise after all, they'll say that they'll grow out of it. I don't care if they grow out of it. A speech impediment is not a childhood habit. They'll grow out of sucking their own thumb. They won't need to grow out of speaking with their own voice. It can be cured, they'll say. Save your tears to those who need them. Stuttering is not a terminal illness. Our voices are gifts sent from God. If you'd give us time to finish your own sentences, then maybe you'd see we just aren't as flawed as you might believe. If one day my child's spirits are as low as mine once were before, I will drown their insecurities, my certainties, their abilities. My home will be sanctuary for my child. It's okay to pray out loud, baby. God won't mind hearing what you have to say just a few times over again. And even if the world around them doesn't have the courage to stare into the eyes of confidence, that child of mine will know that their voice has meaning, importance, and yes. That voice of theirs may come chopped up in neat bits and pieces, but I will cherish each bit and each piece that they will give me. Because even the world's most precious stones shine brightest once chopped away from the dull rock around them. I want the words to fly out of their mouth, because even that baby bird standing on the ledge of that tree sometimes needs just a little push from their mom. I will be there for my child when they are ready to put those thousands of precious stone words out into the world and into the ears of anyone who will listen. God, listen. What I want for my child, whether he or she stutters or society's perfect concept of fluency, I want them to love their words, just like their mother had to learn to. Thank you.
Awesome.
Right, yeah.
Should we do another one, or do you think maybe you're,
Yeah. Do y'all want to hear another one, or is that like enough of that setup?
another one? I got thumbs up in the
Another!
back. All right.
Awesome.
So,
Okay. Hi,
I'm sorry, did somebody,
Are we doing a different
this
point
is
of contact?
again Samantha
Oh, okay.
Roebler?
I think it's Roybals.
Oh, shoot, Roybals.
Well-
Samantha Roybals.
I might be reading it wrong also.
Okay, foibles, yeah, that's it. All right,
That's
here
us.
we go.
Okay. Hi, My name is Samantha Robler, and I'm a sophomore at Lincoln High School. You know! And this poem is called Timelines. Amidst the books made windows through time that I keep on the bottom shelf of my bookcase, I found a small piece of laminated paper. You had taken the mantra you'd fed to me and fixed it in black ink on purple cardstock. Elementary school me would have loved anything had it been purple. In fun, swirly font, you type the words, when I speak, I must remember to pause, take a breath, and start over. But the thing is, you didn't mean when I speak, you meant when I stutter. Each week we met in a small room on the big kids' side of the school. I called you my speech teacher, but your patronizing prescriptions did nothing more than further frustrate me as I listened and obeyed, but to no avail. Just breathe, you told me, but if oxygen had been the only thing standing between me and fluency, I'd have worn a cannula in my nose for the rest of my life. The lack of oxygen was never my problem. I never had a problem. My voice was and never will be a record you can fast forward through to get to the good parts of my speech impediment, not a roadblock you can simply take a detour around. Why are my words nothing more than speed bumps on your daily drive to work? Why does everyone feel the need to avoid this? I kept this piece of laminated, misguided guidance. When I found it, I wanted to toss it, burn it, hurl it into space. I wanted it gone. It had suffered nothing more over these years except for the slight fading of its once vibrant hue. Unlike the views of my stutter, which you were there to do away with, have done much more than have a color shift. But have escaped the spectrum altogether, now existing somewhere which we cannot see with our eyes, but which I can feel when I place my hand over my heart and listen to the cadence. The only rhythmic thing about me. If I spoke as steadily as my heart beats, the sounds that came out would not be my own voice. Who wants to speak as mundanely as the metronome on the mantle? On a bulletin board on my wall, I keep a picture of me on stage. And the smile that I have on my face is enough to tell me how far I've come since the piece of paper in my hand was anything more than an artifact, telling tales of times long past. So I push a pin through the plastic coating and hang it alongside that picture, and create a timeline of my own making.
Right on.
Yay.
So that was a high school like poetry slam? Is that
Yeah.
what I'm getting?
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome.
Totally. So thanks, Nina and Samantha, for launching us into National Stuttering Awareness Week.
Definitely.
Yeah. So Nicole, you're going to get up and do some more stuff.
I
And
just got one thing. Does anybody else have anything?